One day, in the outskirts of town, a 7-year-old boy named Jacob was walking home from school, full of excitement. That day, his father, Mr. Scott, had promised him a special gift because Jacob had just entered the first grade. All along the way, Jacob could hardly contain his joy, imagining the surprise waiting for him at home. As he walked, Jacob met some of his friends who were picking apples in the yard of one of the houses. They invited him to join, but Jacob politely declined. His eagerness to get home and see the gift from his father made him choose to head straight back. When he arrived home, Jacob was surprised to see a brand new bike parked in the yard, the bike he had always dreamed of. He immediately hugged his father with joy, and without hesitation, Mr. Scott invited him to try out the bike around the neighborhood. This moment was special for Jacob because his usually busy father had taken the time to play with him that day. However, the joy soon turned into tragedy. While Mr. Scott was taking a call from his cousin, a car with failed brakes hit Jacob from behind. The bike, which had gleamed just moments ago, was now a crumpled mess, and Jacob lay seriously injured. Mr. Scott rushed Jacob to the hospital, his face full of worry as he anxiously waited for the doctor, who seemed to take forever to arrive. When the doctor finally came, Mr. Scott couldn't hold back his anger and scolded the doctor for being late. "My son is fighting for his life, and you come late," he shouted angrily. The doctor calmly apologized and said, "I came as soon as I got the call. Please remain calm so I can help your son." But Mr. Scott's anger didn't subside. "How can I be calm when my child might lose his life because of your delay?" The doctor smiled and said, "We will do our best. Trust in God and pray for your son's safety." Several hours later, the operation was finished, and the doctor came out of the ICU. "Be grateful. Your son is safe," he said briefly before leaving. Mr. Scott felt annoyed that the doctor didn't stay longer to explain more. However, a nurse approached Mr. Scott and said, "The doctor earlier was Dr. Bering. His child died in an accident yesterday, and he's been on leave to attend the funeral. But when we called about your son, he came immediately to save Jacob." Hearing that, Mr. Scott fell silent. A wave of shame and regret washed over him. He realized that he had misjudged the doctor without knowing the full story. This story teaches us not to be quick to judge others without knowing their background or circumstances. Behind actions that may seem wrong, there may be sacrifices or struggles that we are unaware of. It is important for us to always be wise, patient, and empathetic before jumping to conclusions. May we all learn from this story and become more understanding in dealing with others. Don't forget to leave a like and a positive comment if you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next story.